calzones because I love pizza toppings, and calzones, you can stuff them with so much more than I feel like you can with a pizza. You can really do so many different things with them. I feel like calzones get a bad rep because that Parks and Rec episode when Ben keeps suggesting that they do calzones for like some fundraiser, and Leslie's like, no, nobody likes calzones. And I'm like, I like calzones. It is 9 a.m. and I always make my dough the morning of, so that way it has time to develop more flavor. I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt in my stand mixer. I have a cup and 1 tablespoon of water that I heat to 110 degrees. I just put it in the microwave and then I check it with my thermometer. And then I have a packet, or is it a packet of active dry yeast, or you can just use 2 teaspoons and a quarter. And then I top it with a teaspoon of sugar and let that sit. I probably let it go like 1 more minute to get it a little foamier. And then before I dump that in, I will put a tablespoon of oil into my stand mixer and let that be spinning, and then I add my water mixture, my yeast water mixture. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I am gonna turn it off. And then I'm going to divide this into 4 dough balls and put them into 4 individual balls. You don't have to do this. You could let it rise just in 1 big ball, and then you could cut them up, roll them into balls, and let them rest like 30 minutes before you're gonna make the calzones out of them. I just feel like I'm saving myself a step, and I just feel like they'll be easier to shape this way. But if you don't feel like doing the dishes, you don't have to do this. All right, I'm just gonna cover them with plastic wrap, and then I'm gonna put them in the fridge. And normally I say, when I'm making pizza, I pull it out 2 hours before I'm gonna start baking it or making it. But I don't think it needs 2 hours because it's so small, so I think it will come back to room temperature pretty quickly. I'll just pull it out 1 hour before I'm gonna start making them. Okay, I set this dough out onto the counter about 1 hour ago. And I have my shredded mozzarella and some onion and pepperoni. I love calzones with pepperoni, onion, and green bell pepper, but I forgot about the bell pepper, and it's the day before Easter, so I just did not feel, I was not brave enough to venture to the grocery store for that today. And I am gonna take the biggest dough ball and make a pizza out of it for little Joshy because he just loves his pizzas. But the rest of us will have calzones. An hour ago, I did turn my oven on to 475. I always like to get my oven really hot before I make pizza and things like that. And I do have a video on my pizza making. I'll link that in the description box below. Just gonna stretch these into a circle and then fold them that way so they're like little half moon shapes. I don't put marinara into my calzone. I prefer to like smother it on top after. That way everybody can have however much or little sauce as they'd like, but I know some people put the sauce right into the calzone. I did about double the pepperoni that I would normally do for a pizza. I feel like since you kind of have double the crust, then you need double the toppings. Okay, I cut little slits in them, and then I was just curious to see how that would turn out, so I tried like an X on that one. And while our calzones are in the oven, I always heat up whatever marinara sauce I'm going to be using. I made my own for tonight, and I have a video on that, but you can use whatever you'd like. You just want to let them bake like 12 to 15 minutes or so, just enough to let them develop like a nice color on top. Watching. Subscribe if you're new, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.